Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're keeping things local. We are going to explore the incredibly vibrant environment right around Lakeside. We'll be uncovering that delicate balance of nature, figuring out exactly what living things need to thrive, and taking a hard look at the real challenges our shared spaces are facing right now.
Okay, let's dive right into this with a pretty massive question that's going to anchor our entire journey today. What actually makes a local community a healthy place for both people and nature to live together? It's not just about having nice houses or planting a few extra trees. It's a whole, complex, interconnected system. Keep this question in the back of your mind as we go through this explainer together.
Section 1. Welcome to Lakeside. Let's kick off our tour right in the heart of Lakeside. Honestly, you can almost feel the peace just looking at it. Notice those incredibly well-planned green spaces that are just perfect for relaxing, the clear walking paths, and yeah, that absolutely stunning lake view. It's a fantastic example of a community taking real pride in a clean, peaceful environment. It just goes to show that an urban space can absolutely be a sanctuary too. But Lakeside isn't just one giant park, right? It's a bustling urban area. And here we really see the fascinating mix of what makes up this environment. It's kind of like a giant puzzle. On one side, we've got our human-made features, the houses we live in, the shops where trade happens, the roads for getting around, and vital infrastructure like boreholes and piped water. But right alongside all that, completely integrated into the same space, are the natural features. We're talking trees, grass, birds, insects, and varied terrain like gentle slopes and streams. It is so crucial to realize that even in a busy urban area, the natural environment is deeply woven into our human-made world to support life. Section 2, local plants and animals. So now that we've got the lay of the land, let's zoom in a bit on the sheer diversity of life living right in our own backyards. And we aren't talking about some remote jungle here. We are talking about the everyday plants and animals sharing our urban space. And this brilliantly illustrates the variety popping off the screen, from farm animals providing food to the stunning flowers decorating our fences. It is a truly bustling shared habitat. Literally, if you just take a walk around Lakeside, you are going to spot mango, neem, and coconut trees giving us shade and resources. You'll see the bright, vivid colors of hibiscus and bougainvillea, or, the incredibly useful aloe vera plant in people's home gardens. And if you look just a little closer, you'll find animals deeply integrated into the community too. Chickens, goats, and cows right alongside our beloved pets, dogs and cats. Plus the ever-present birds singing, lizards hanging out on the walls, and butterflies in the air. We are completely surrounded by life. Section 3. What living things need. Okay, so recognizing all this life is wonderful, but how exactly does it survive? We need to look at the blueprint of life. The core concepts of survival are distinctly divided between plants and animals. While they share the exact same environment, the way a neem tree survives is fundamentally different from the way a goat survives. Let's break those specific requirements down. So the absolute crucial point here is that our environment must be healthy enough to provide these specific elements. Universally, both plants and animals need air, water, space, and care, for sure. But a mango tree, for instance, specifically relies on rich soil, sunlight to make its food, and warmth to grow strong. An animal, like a chicken, well, it specifically requires food for energy, shelter, like a safe coop from the rain, and overall safety from danger. If the environment fails to provide these basics, the living things inside it simply cannot thrive. Section 4. The problem with littering. Now we've seen the beauty and the delicate balance of Lakeside, but what happens when that balance is totally disrupted by human actions? I want you to seriously think about this for a second. What happens when we don't care for our home, when we just ignore the basic needs of the environment around us? Well, it's time to look at a major conflict happening in a lot of local communities. Now, what's really interesting and honestly quite shocking about this is the gritty visual contrast to the pristine lakeside we saw earlier. This is exactly what happens when people throw rubbish on the ground instead of using bins. Just look at it. Overflowing rubbish attracting flies, stagnant, dirty water breeding mosquitoes, sick animals eating contaminated food, and people suffering from coughs and fevers. A dirty environment is not just an eyesore, guys. It is a direct, serious threat to our health. Let's actually walk through how this disaster unfolds, because it's basically a devastating chain reaction. Step 1, people throw rubbish on the ground. Simple enough, right? But then step 2, that waste sits there, awful smells develop, and germs and disease-carrying flies start to multiply. Step 3 is where the infrastructure totally fails.
That loose waste washes right into our drainage systems, completely choking the gutters. And finally, step 4. When the heavy rains come, those blocked gutters simply can't flow. This causes severe flooding, putting homes, humans, and animals at massive risk. Literally, one careless wrapper dropped on the street can eventually lead to an entirely flooded neighborhood. And unfortunately, littering isn't the only issue here. Human activities choke the environment in several other ways. We're dealing with thick air pollution from vehicles and factories, which is terrible for asthma. We face massive traffic congestion that just wastes fuel and bumps up that pollution even more. And really sadly, the loss of trees. Cutting down trees for buildings reduces our fresh air, cranks up the heat, and destroys the homes of the very animals we were just talking about earlier. Section 5. Protecting our environment. Look, I know all of that can feel super overwhelming, but the good news, the power to fix this is entirely in our hands. Empowering yourself to protect your local area really just comes down to simple, everyday habits. It starts with proper waste disposal. Always put rubbish in the bins. Get involved in community cleanup exercises to clear those gutters before the rainy season hits. Counteract deforestation by planting more trees to give us fresh air and shade. Try to use a bit less fuel, and above all, just respect and care for the community. These actions directly cut off that terrible chain reaction of pollution we just looked at. I really want to highlight this core message because it hits the nail right on the head. A clean community is a healthy community. Human health and environmental health, they aren't separate things. They are fundamentally connected. When we keep our surroundings clean, we stay healthy, our animals stay safe, and our plants actually thrive. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative final thought to carry with you today. Think about the beautiful green spaces of Lakeside, the incredible plants and animals we share our space with, and the very real threats they face. Ask yourself, what is one single step you will take today to protect your local environment? Maybe it's picking up a piece of litter, planting a seed, or just making sure your rubbish actually makes it into the bin. Whatever it is, your actions matter. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see how you help your community thrive.